Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Saviour Show. I'm your host, Wrestling Savior, and this is going to be my Monday Night Wars 2 review. I usually don't do weekly TV show reviews, but because this is the Monday Night Wars, I'm going to review both Raw and TNA Impact. Let me start off by saying that TNA Impact was awful. It really was. To me, it just didn't feel like a war. And the main difference from the original Monday Night Wars is that WCW, they had a fan base. And, at the time I was watching more Nitro than I was Raw, because Nitro was the better show. And TNA Impact, just didn't feel like a war like it should have. And it's going to take some time for TNA to become a threat to the WWE. And this is the big internet buzz that's going on. The internet right now is the Monday Night Wars 2. And, I marked out when I first heard the news that TNA Impact was going live. And, the January 4th episode of Impact was awesome. But, the March 8th episode of TNA Impact was not so awesome. And I'm going to, rip on TNA as much as I can, because I can. And, when a wrestling fan can bash on the product, something's wrong with your product. So, where to start? Impact this week, there's just so many things wrong with it. RVD's return, or debut, was awesome. It was an awesome debut. And, at the beginning of Raw, you had the Shawn Michaels and Undertaker's promo, and that was awesome. Those two have great mic skills. Two of the best in the business when it comes to mic skills. I love Undertaker's promos. Then you had the Sheamus and Triple H promo, which was an awesome promo, and I never thought I would ever want to see Sheamus versus Triple H, but now I do at WrestleMania. And everything that Raw was doing right this week, it was an average episode of Monday Night Raw. On the other hand, TNA Impact just did not feel like a war. There was good wrestling on both sides. There really was. A lot of good wrestling, don't get me wrong. But, the X Division title match was an awesome match. Very fast-paced match. I really got into it. But, the rest of the show just kind of went down from there. You had the main event, Abyss, and Hulk Hogan versus AJ Styles and Ric Flair. They had this match twice, and it was just like, really strange booking by TNA. But they just did not make me want to buy TNA Impact. They really didn't, and that's one thing that TNA does not know how to do. They need to learn how to make people want to buy their pay-per-views and build towards their pay-per-views, which Raw was doing. And Raw next week, we're going to have the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I cannot wait for the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin next week as the Raw celebrity guest host. It's long overdue. And, RVD's debut was awesome. It really was. But, then it just turned into like a 20-minute beatdown. And it was just like, what is TNA thinking? Probably one of the worst debuts in wrestling history, in my opinion. And, I feared that they would use RVD this way when they could use Shane and Moore this way. But yet they're going to put Shane and Moore in an X Division title match. But anyways, I know what show that I want to buy, and it's going to be WrestleMania. TNA is stupid. for going live in March when it's WrestleMania month, when, they could have done it after WrestleMania. But, TNA isn't going to be a threat until they have a fan base. And they don't right now. So, this is my review of the Monday Night Wars. WWE treated like, there was no war. And really, there wasn't. And there were some good wrestling on both sides. There was some great wrestling. But, TNA, you gotta step it up. You really do, because this was just an awful episode of TNA Impact, in my opinion. And it was just like, what the hell was I watching? Because I sure don't want to order TNA Destination X when they should be building on Destination X. But I've been wanting to do a review for a very long time now. I just haven't gotten around to it. So that is my review on the Monday Night Wars. I'm not going to rate any of the matches. I'm just going to review the show. I'm just going to review Raw and TNA Impact. If you want to, do a video response. This has been my Monday Night Wars 2 review. So I'm Wrestling Savior. I'm out. Peace.